Oh, golly. It's taking its time. We are live. This is Sue Greenwell with Awakened Stories, and I'm here today with two super interesting, cool, and fun women, Cassiopeia and Brittany with Beyond Duality. Hi, Cassiopeia and Brittany. How are you?
Hello, I'm Brittany. This is Cassiopeia.
We're doing good.
Yeah. Yeah, we had talked about a week ago, and we had learned just kind of the foundation level of your story. But I know you had something you wanted to talk about today, so let's start with that.
Yeah. We figured it's a good time to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
After the colorful and wide range of response when we spoke last time.
Mhm.
Well, like I said, anything goes. Any topic goes. Anything you want to talk about is fine. And my goal is to get the truth out there. All right. And we've been living with deception
Oh yeah.
our whole lives.
A
Everyone
lot of it.
deception. And I want the truth. And the truth hurts, actually. Like when you realize you've been deceived and how big the lies are, like the lies are so big, we can't even conceptualize it anymore. It's going to hurt. So getting this
Yep.
out in dribs and drabs helps people to understand, open their eyes, raise their consciousness. The story spreads out to other people that, are starting to awaken. And it actually makes it easier to do it in little steps than it does by ripping the Band-Aid off, which is what a lot of the population is going to go through very soon, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We've tried. That's what we've been doing for over
yeah,
40 years, trying.
yeah,
That's why we figured now's the best time to start from the beginning.
yeah. Okay,
From before we even met each other, because I met my husband first. There's been a lot of controversy over our relationship
okay.
publicly lately as well. And for the past 4 years, people have been very colorful in a rainbow kind of way, with our relationship all over the place. But I met her son first, my husband. Like now he's my husband. I
Yep.
met him online and we met in person and then we started dating. And then he wanted me to meet his family. But before I met his family, he had told me stories about his childhood, about how he had been followed by news crews. His mom was a surrogate. His mom was a surrogate for a high profile couple. That's why they were followed by news crews. And well, then he told me that she had spiritual gifts and everyone always kind of like ran away from her because she read them. Like, and I was excited. I had already like had a psychic reading before, and I still carry the paper with me from when I had that reading, because I wanted to see how accurate it was. And then I met her, and yeah, no, the accuracy has always been there. Not that I loved it at first. Okay, like
No.
no, we did not always get along when we first met. No, we didn't. Nope, but we do now. And it didn't take us very long to get along with each other, but no, it freaked me out at first.
So Cassiopeia has intuitive gifts, we'll call them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think those gifts stem from? Is it just a natural thing?
Yes,
Uh, okay.
I was born with all of them. I don't have any memories not having them. Although when I was a kid, I was put through training with them, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
they
the
would test.
a lot of MK Ultra survivors have reported heightened intuitive abilities, we'll call them, or psychic
Mhm.
abilities, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
And
you've
that
always had that. You've always had that.
Yeah, I have. And I was put through a lot of trainings and
Mhm.
exercises and tests to see what I could do or how much I could do it or how far it could go.
yeah, and I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold up. Like part of all of that, like learning all of that for me, like I was excited and then I met her. And so then now I'm meeting the family, I'm hanging out with the family. And then I noticed she was switching personalities. Like she would forget that she had a husband or had children or would be losing time.
Right.
Um, and at the time, I had no idea what DID was. Her family, like her husband and her kids, had told me that she has DID, and I was like, okay, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't even
No
think you
idea.
knew what that was.
So like I was aware of DID before I noticed all of her switching, but I didn't know anything about it.
Okay. So what did you notice then? She was forgetful at times, or she seemed like a different personality?
Well, she would call me sometimes and she's like, do you know why I'm in the cities? I wasn't supposed to be in the cities today, I don't think. And I'm like, no, actually you were supposed to be with so and so doing whatever it was she had
Yeah.
actually planned
Yeah.
that day.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure how you got to the cities. What's the last thing you remember doing? And we'd kind of have to like walk through there and then like, okay, so can you still make it to where you're supposed to be? And just kind of manage all of that.
Right.
So what that looked like. Otherwise, if I was with her at her house and she just would switch, she's like, oh, yeah, no, that's not my husband. I'm not married. Like it was very obvious in the way she was acting and things she was saying. She's like, I don't have a husband. I don't know whose kids they are. I'm just watching them. Like that. I'm gonna take care of them, but they are not my kids. Like,
Yeah. And
I
that
don't know
must have
whose
been a
kids
little
those
bit
are.
shocking early on, right?
Um, I mean, I just kind of started looking into what DID was,
Uh-huh.
and no, I mean, to me, it was just I just went with it, like I rolled with it and just helped where I could because I didn't
Right.
know anything about it.
Right.
And I don't think I switched very often back then.
No,
It wasn't all the time. I don't have memories of the stuff she's describing. I wasn't integrated at all
mm,
back then. So I've heard the stories for my husband and kids and Brittany, and I believe them.
which is also why I started recording and why we had talked about recording things because at the time back then she was losing time and
Right.
forgetting things.
Yep.
So if we were together and I noticed she had switched, then I would start recording things so that she could
Yeah.
see or hear for
Yeah.
herself, which then is how alters started recognizing each other. And
And
then we were able to work on that.
how many altars are there? Would you
Hundreds.
hundreds?
Yep. She has what would be called micro polyfragmented DID. So that would be over
I think
150.
it's defined as over 150.
Yeah.
That's a
Anything
lot.
over 150 would be
We've
micro polyfragmented.
we've never counted.
Okay.
We stopped counting after a long time and just didn't anymore.
Is there something that stimulates you switching? Like, is it trauma? Is it stress? Is it fatigue? Is it all of the above?
All of the above.
All right.
I didn't switch very much before.
Right.
And Brittany noticed the switching, and I would go places. I'd have to just leave and go somewhere random times, usually late at night.
Yeah. And I would notice that she would be going by herself most of the time and no one would ask questions and it was very sudden.
Mm.
So I just started going with her. It was like, oh, you're leaving? Well, I'm coming with you. I don't know what we're doing or where we're going, but I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like, what kind of places would she go to?
Sorry. You know what I'm going to talk about because it's the only one I tell the most. We ended up in a strip club parking lot. And we had to go completely off grid, block everybody, full blackout, everything. We never went into the strip club because, well, no, like, wasn't gonna do that. So instead, what we ended up doing was going to an adult store and we ended up buying boob balloons and a dick cut. Yep.
Well, that's very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because like I didn't know at the time, like none of it made sense to me. I was just like, okay, this is what we
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
But now I can look at it and see like the programming and the MK and all that
Right.
in it
Right. Okay. And
because
what
of how much I've learned over the 4 years of helping.
Well, tell me the story. Like, why do you think she was going there to do that in the first place? Like, what's your opinion of why would someone want to go there?
That's where I was being told to go. That's where I was told to go.
Okay.
I was supposed to go in and meet a guy that I didn't know. And what would have taken place after that, I don't know.
Okay.
Especially if she had been by herself.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
what I was
what would have
thinking.
happened. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
So
Yeah.
we chose a different location and did something different.
Yes. Because I
Right.
was still being continually told over and over and over to
Right.
interact with these things,
Right.
which were body parts, and it would have been extremely sexual, and I'm aware of it. So we ended up at a store interacting with those things in a different form
Okay.
that weren't harmful because I had not and still have difficulty shutting off the programs.
Okay.
It's like being told you have to go somewhere, you have to go. So we made it to the parking lot, and then because she was with me, we were able to not go in.
Thank God for you, Brittany,
That
because
was
we don't know what would have
That's just
happened.
1
6 years. Yeah,
example,
that was
and
6 or
we have
7
done
years
that
ago.
so
Yeah.
many times over the
Yeah.
past 5, 6 years.
That was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Because that's before we came forward and made Beyond Duality and everything.
Yeah.
That's years before still.
So do those like commands or voices, whatever you want to call them, do they still come to you now? Even now?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. And what happens? You just have to follow them. You have no choice in the matter.
Nope, not anymore. We've broke most of the programs. We've been able to get a hold of most of them that I'm aware of and that she's aware of. Every time a new one comes up, we go after it like right then.
Okay. Okay.
I know we've been able to stop me from going anywhere for over a year now. How it's been, God, like October would have been a year.
That's
So almost a year and a
awesome.
half.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, I always make a joke that, you know, the population, the
That's good.
general population, we're the free range chickens, right? We
Yeah.
think we're free,
You
right?
think so?
We think we're free. We're running around doing whatever we're doing. Some
Yeah.
of us get picked off, across the world, so we don't pay much attention. But we're not free. We
Nope, not
think
at
we
all.
are. And but
Completely.
yeah, but you're able to see that, and of course you've had less freedom than the rest of us because you have these programs or voices,
Yes.
if you will. Yeah, commands.
They're not voices. This stuff comes to me in text message, a phone call, live in person. It's not a voice in my head
Right,
or
right,
something that I'm hearing telepathic.
And
It's
that goes
physical.
back to everything I started noticing, even from when my husband had told me he was being followed by news crews and who this high profile couple was and the whole story behind all of that.
okay,
I started noticing the the patterns of everything that kept happening, really,
right, right,
because there was still things going on in her life and things that were happening that I kept finding out about that were didn't sit well.
right, right.
So I had more and more questions every single time anything else got brought up.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so how long ago was this example you gave us?
Of the strip club parking lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God, 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay, I think
It
you
was,
said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, it was a long time ago.
yeah.
And those programs kicked on, but not very often. It was, I don't know, a few times a year, several times a year, maybe. We've never really looked at it. It wasn't very, very often. So it wasn't every day and it wasn't 2 or 3 times a week or anything back then. And so it was easier to manage. I guess it didn't
Right,
happen as often.
right.
And then it got worse right around 4 years ago. We had to go on a trip. We ended up having to go on a trip to New Orleans.
Before that, though, we started getting weird packages and all that.
Oh yeah.
We
Months
started
before.
getting strange text messages, packages were being delivered. A whole pizza was delivered to our house, saying that it was from one of your credit cards or something,
Yeah.
but none of us had ever ordered a pizza that day. And there was writing on the box. Like I still have all the photos of all that weird
Just
stuff. We
weird
got
things.
like a DVD set of a movie. Oh, I can't remember the name of it right now, like Dragonheart or something, with
I
a
don't know.
red notebook. The notebook was completely empty. Like just
Strange, random stuff.
random things kept coming to our house, and all the weird text messages. Yeah.
To everybody in my family, not just us. It was my husband and the rest of my kids too.
So they got unusual like items in the mail or
And
delivered.
texts
They
and
got all the
things.
text messages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they saw all the stuff come in the mail.
Yeah.
And that happened for about a month.
So what did you do, like say with the pizza? You didn't eat it, did you?
No, no, we just threw everything
Yeah.
away.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
reported all that stuff to the police all at one time because I worked with kids. I was a therapist for kids. And I came out of work one afternoon while all that was going on, and my mirror on the side of my car had been busted off, and there were hate notes, and the school was getting phone calls. So all of that got turned into the police where we lived all at one time, and they chucked it up to harassment. So all we were told was it was
Right.
harassment,
Right.
the weirdest form of harassment.
So things were already strange and happening.
Yeah.
So they never looked into it, but you told us last time that there was a report where you had been murdered and you were in this house and the police came. Is that correct? The police
Oh,
came.
that was when we lived here.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was just last September in
Okay.
2025 that the sheriff showed up here at our gate saying,
Yeah.
"Why are we getting a bunch of phone calls that your dead from a crime family hit?" That was just this last
That was
September.
this past September.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
that stuff we turned into the police was for roughly 4.5 years ago.
Okay.
They chalked it up to just weird things happening.
Okay.
Well, then more texts are coming and emails and phone calls and packages. It didn't slow down. And we started getting texts and different things about New Orleans out of the blue, just random. And that is what kicked on the program, an absolute need to, we have to go to New Orleans.
Okay.
It was that simple. And I had to go. I had to go to New Orleans for no reason, with no plan, no idea why, just had to go. And she went with me. And when we were on that trip in New Orleans, you mind if I tell that part?
Yeah.
4 men tried to take her out of a gas station while we were on our trip to New Orleans.
Yep. Not just the 4 men in the gas station though, because there was another car that came from the back, because I had been able to get out of the gas station and in my car, and there was another car that came from the back also. So there was more than 4 men.
Yep.
But yeah.
They tried to abduct you while you
Yes.
were on the trip. Now, okay, that is a pretty bad story. And there's two reasons. They wanted to get you alone and they wanted to get you and do whatever they did with you, right? So
Yep,
you got away.
we did.
Yep, we were both able to get to the car safely and get away from that situation. We did have them follow us. There was a kind gentleman in another parking lot that we have no idea how he knew we were followed, but he told us we should leave. Yeah.
And we were helped by a bunch of strangers we had never seen or met in a place we had never been, who happened to just absolutely think they knew exactly what was going on, and they did,
Oh, yeah.
and helped us, and that's how we got out. So
And at the time of us being there, we totally forgot about anything voodoo in New Orleans. That
weren't
those
thinking
go
that.
together at all. So
We were dealing with a lot there.
yeah.
And we've been asked the few times we've tried to talk about going to New Orleans or what happened there with Brittany or anything. How'd you get out? Well, that's the part that it's hard to explain. We don't know. God, I think. A bunch of random strange people that showed up in absolute perfect timing that happened to know what was going on and say, "Hey, come over here." And we did. And that's how we got out of there. A man named Kevin, a man named Kiki, a guy named James that we'd never met before in our lives. And they got us out. And we're forever grateful for them. And we drove home. We started calling, trying to get help with what had happened. 4 dudes and a car full, tried to take her out of a gas station. And we started calling, trying to get help,
Okay.
and we couldn't get any.
Was the gas station in New Orleans or was it on the way? Okay.
It was
It
in
was
New
And you
Orleans.
went in for like food or a drink or something
I
like
had to
that?
pee.
Okay. So you went to the
Yeah, I had
bathroom.
to pee really bad, like to the point where I let them know I was going to pee in the parking lot because they said the bathroom was out of order. And then all of a
Wow.
sudden they said, yeah, it's fine, you can use the bathroom. But then when I went, I rushed in there, I had to pee so bad. And she came in the bathroom with me. But then, you know how when they have a key that they usually give you to unlock it? Well, the man unlocked the door
And
himself
kept the key.
and kept the key and then closed it, and we could hear them lock it. But for whatever reason, when we went to open it when I was done, it wasn't locked. So
We got
you,
out.
they weren't paying attention very well. Like whatever that whole situation was. But then they noticed we were heading out, and yeah.
I've always said it was divine intervention. It had to be.
It feels like that to me.
It had to be.
Yeah.
It was all happened in 2 seconds. And I cried out to what I listened to.
I had like completely frozen because they spoke in a foreign language, but I caught like one word and I sat there and I was peeing and I looked at her and I was like, did they say what I think they said? And she's like, "Mm, yep." And I was like, oh, okay.
They
So
were
we're gonna get out of
speaking.
here.
The guys behind the counter were talking when she walked by.
Hmm.
And that is what they talked about. They sized her up and they said to take her from the side door. And right next to the toilet where she was sitting was a giant cutout
Mhm.
with a piece of like plywood stuck over it, not attached very well at all. And when we pulled it back, there was a room on the other side of that piece of wood with a chair and things and a exit. So it was a more
Mhm.
than big enough hole to put a whole grown man in. It wasn't small. So that was obvious their route that they took people through that gas station bathroom
Right. So
and
you weren't the
panic set
first
in.
ones.
No, no way. No way. That had been there for a long time.
Yeah.
But that door wasn't locked when we went to open it. It was open and we got out. And when we came home, we tried to get help and no one would help. No one would help with anything. They wouldn't listen to us. We asked for help with the programming for months. When we had been in New Orleans after after the incident with Brittany, we were in shock, but we were still made to go to the House of the Rising Sun. It's what I was told to go to when I got there. And I didn't even know what it was, so we had to find it. And when we did, I'm not ready to discuss what we saw.
Mhm. But it caused me to dissociate heavily.
And I called the police and the FBI from there, from the front porch of that place, and told them what we had found. And I took pictures. So we'll move forward to what I had found. There was a basement under that place. It used to be a church, and before then it was a hotel, I think. It was a big place. There was a basement underneath it, and there's things in it that there shouldn't have been. And so we called for help immediate. Nobody would come. And when we got home and started asking for help, them trying to take Brittany and for the children, we saw children under there. They were mad. They weren't helpful. They were mad. We'd get phone calls with, "What have you done?" They wanted the pictures I took. So I sent them. That means, of course, I still had them and they didn't like that. But they wouldn't help us. When we were on our
Because
way back from New Orleans, a program kicked on in me where I couldn't move very well. It was my first awareness that those kind of programs could still come on from when I was a kid.
Mhm.
I didn't know they could even be activated anymore. That didn't happen very often. And something happening where I couldn't move my own body hadn't happened in decades. So it was scary. They wouldn't help us with what happened. They wouldn't help us with children that were, they shouldn't have been there. And they would not help us with programming. That language was foreign to them. So we emailed people and tried getting help everywhere we could with anything we could find that said it specialized in MK Ultra. Well, that was all garbage and we didn't get help. And then we got baited forward right after. That's when phone calls came asking us to step forward and say I was a survivor to help somebody.
Okay. And so you said you went to Texas? Was
New
that-
Orleans.
New
New
Orleans.
Orleans. Okay. Okay.
New
So
Orleans.
that's the same occurrence, kind of.
Well, that was 4 years ago.
Okay.
And that was right before we got baited to come forward. We were not beyond duality when we went there.
Right.
We were just us.
Yeah.
We both still had jobs and did other things. We were not public, and I had never told anyone I was a survivor.
I mean, actually, at the time I was not working. I had just had a baby, so she was only a few months old, so I was not working.
I was still working.
You were.
We were still working, just unpaid. But yeah, that was before we were public. That was in March, and then it was April. We got baited forward. The very end of April or beginning of May, we got baited forward.
Okay.
We started getting phone calls from journalists. Francesca Amato was her name. And she worked with someone named Darla. And American Amy was her name, another one. They were calling and said they were working with Megan Walsh. And would we step forward and say we were a survivor and what had happened to us that we had been sold by John Walsh? That was supposed to be the only thing that was going to help her save her baby. We came forward because I'm stupid and I have programming. So we came forward. The moment we came forward, we were immediately phone calls. Holy crap. People came at us so fast we couldn't keep our heads straight. We didn't know what to do. And we were supported by this group of people that had brought us forward, Francesca and Megan and Amy. Then it was Louisiana and somebody named Care Bear. It was a very specific group of people that immediately came forward with, oh yeah, we know you. We remember you. These people started sending us, the journalists and such, started sending us police files and photos from 1981 saying it was me. They knew it was me. They'd known all the time. Yeah. That's how we became forward and had a target put on our back immediate.
Right.
But the deception and mind games and everything have just continued.
Oh God. Well, as long as we were telling the narrative that they wanted and that they were supporting, which was they called me and did all that asking, did I see Adam die? And my memory my whole life was yes, that I had seen Adam die. And I'll still stand on it, even though I know that's not Adam, okay? But I still
Because
had the
We
experience.
now know what truly happened there.
Right. But I lived my whole life thinking I had seen Adam die. So that was my memory, and I had told them yes. So they wanted me to speak about that. That's what they wanted the most. They wanted to do these interviews. They wanted me to talk about it. They wanted me to tell them all about the ritual that I saw Adam die in. That's all they wanted. They recorded all this stuff. It never went anywhere. It was never on any service, nothing. And we asked, what are you doing with it? We want a copy of these things. We didn't hear anything.
Right.
Then they brought us forward on social media to help Megan and say who had sold us. We didn't talk about seeing Adam die on social media or anything. That was their stuff they had recorded before. And so long as we stuck with that, And nothing was it, we didn't argue against anything they said in that weird narrative. They were supportive and calling every day and texting every day and sending more files and, oh yeah, more people, bringing more people. We had somebody call us up 3 or 4 days after they brought us forward, saying that she saw me on TikTok, recognized me as the kid she rescued when I was 7 and she was 14, and said she knew me. She was very emotional and crying and, oh
Like,
my God, I
got
can't
on
believe you're alive.
FaceTime and
Yeah.
everything.
What was
And
that?
Like, this lady that called, like, needed to be on FaceTime. She was hysterical. She was crying. She's like, I gotta see your face. I gotta know if you're like the kid that I got out of the tunnel. And like, I was there when she called.
yeah,
It was very emotional. Very, very emotional. And so then we made plans to go see her.
right away, right away. So we left and went and saw her. She was supportive for weeks and stuck by that she knew me and she had rescued me when I was 7. And like, so my head was twisted. I didn't want any of my past in my life, if that makes sense. I didn't talk about it. I didn't want anybody to know anything.
Right.
And now there were more and more people calling and coming forward. And
Yeah. I still didn't know a single thing about John or Megan Walsh or Adam, nothing. I had a lot of research to do still at that time. Way too much research still to do.
so this group of people supported all of that narrative of I saw Adam die. Even that lady that we went and saw, who said she rescued me when I was a kid. That's all she wanted to talk about was of me seeing Adam die. And she was supportive of that too. Oh, she had heard that too, and just little things like that. Well, then this Francesca Amato, about a week later, calls us up and says, quick, go into this live. We didn't know what it was for, and we didn't go into it like our faces. We just turned it on and it was on the screen. They brought a fake Adam forward. And that was confusing. I didn't understand what on hell that was.
Because then they started saying Adam Walsh is still alive
Yes. So these
and doing
people,
interviews with this fake Adam.
yeah. So these people, you have a ladybug.
Thanks.
These people that had brought us forward to talk about how I had seen Adam die are now bringing a fake Adam forward saying Adam's alive. And it didn't make sense. So I started questioning them and she started questioning them on like, what is this? We don't understand. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to stick with what I saw with my eyeballs. I saw this kid die next to me. I was very much part of that experience. So I don't think this is real. Soon as we started questioning it, they all flipped and turned against us. And the first big giant hate smear campaign crew rose up and they drug 2 of my half siblings who never lived with me into this as soon as we went against the narrative of a fake Adam or of Adam Walsh still being alive.
Because what happened was them doing all of that, all the very intense, emotional everything would trigger her to switch into different alters or different parts. So then I would get bits and pieces of stories that I then had to puzzle together and be like, okay, so this is actually what happened.
Yeah.
Like,
It sounds to me like they were trying to see what you remembered. Like how
Over
much
and
did you?
over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Yeah.
That is how it was triggered. You
but
asked
they did it
earlier.
in such a traumatizing way. Like, that is not how anyone should come out of Survivor ever, or anyone with DID ever.
No.
And that is part that a lot of these hate crew or whatever you want to call them, they don't understand and they don't see how cruel they're actually being.
Right.
And you shouldn't treat any human like that anyway.
Right.
They kept
Right.
putting me in front of my worst trauma over and over. These journalists and Megan and all of them sent police files with very descriptive information and photos of me laying on a rug. very beaten.
A white rug that was no longer white, it was red.
Yeah, it was bloody and covered in blood, and I was nude, and it was pornographic. And they sent this stuff to me and said it was me. So they kept putting me in front of massive trauma, and it would make me switch.
Yeah, I can
Or have
imagine.
flashbacks or
Oh
Yeah.
God, the flashbacks.
yeah.
And it was every day. It was like a barrage of it. I don't even know how else to describe it. It was fucking torture. It was every day for over 1,400 straight days. They didn't stop. Every day, phone calls, emails, text messages, more files, more pictures, more this, more people. That was 4 years ago, that it started with that group of people.
Very organized, very high level of organized harassment that's been happening for like her
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
She says she got out at 15. No, bitch, I recognize and realize they've still been doing this to you the whole time and it's still continuing to us right now.
Yeah.
I jumped
Yeah.
myself in and said, let's go. No, we're gonna end it. We're gonna stop it because this happens to too many people.
Yep. Yep.
This is trafficking. They do it all the time and it's
Yeah.
hidden.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you're programmed to go do like off on your walkabouts, doing whatever that you don't even remember about.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that was rough. So we had all that going on and trying our damn best to keep track of anything because they were spinning my head constant from minute one. We had just got back from New Orleans and we were trying to deal with what we saw
Right.
and them trying to take her. Nothing from my damn past was in my head or a part of our conversations. And then it was instant. It was within days and it didn't slow down. When we went against their narrative and that Adam Walsh was still alive, they came at us massive. And they wouldn't slow down. Megan stayed with us, though, who stayed with me, completely supportive the whole time, putting me into podcasts with Penny Shepherd. And I don't remember the other dude's name. He was not cool. David something. Putting us into podcasts and podcasts with her
Like
and
the
text
red, white, and
messages, phone calls, and come to my house, et cetera, et cetera. More trauma, more trauma, more trauma. And then she pushed the fake Adam thing again about this guy in the nursing home is Adam. And I said, nope. That guy had already spoken to us on the phone and told us the truth that he had had somebody come to his house and give him tapes and crap to memorize.
He was paid.
Yep. So we didn't buy it. And Megan decided she hated us that day. She flipped then, and we haven't heard from her since. She flipped then. So did the people in the podcast. So did everyone else. That group of people, that specific little, they look like nobodies group of people, well, except for maybe Megan, but they look like nobodies.
Right.
And Francesca at the time, this is all 4 years ago, was running some big nonprofit, something for protection, parents for protection or something like that. And charging people, I think it was $20,000 a person to help them get their kids back if they were taken by CPS. And it was ridiculous. She was working with Megan. That whole group of little people there that look like nobodies wouldn't stand it when I said Adam wasn't alive. So they turned. We kept doing what we do. It doesn't matter. We had already been baited forward. We're public. We have a target on our back. We've had hitman at this point. We've had the CIA at our door. We've had people threatening our lives for months. So we stayed public for safety and just talked about everything in the world, telling the truth of what we were going through,
Right.
what we had known, what I had been through as best as I could. Then moving forward to right now, which seems like we're skipping, but I wanted to show you what happened. As soon as these people rose up again, it's the exact same group of people from the very beginning. Same usernames on social media, same half siblings, same Francesca, same Megan, same Louisiana, same blah, blah, blah. All of them. Only they've recruited QAnon this time, a whole bunch of damn supposed patriots. Now we're up over 90 people.
But wait, we had Patriot Mama and all that last time, so we already had QAnon and all the Patriots and everything last time too. So it's still the same exact group. I can tie them all in. It's still the same group.
Same group.
So they've been following you, and they wanted to know what you knew, it sounds like, what you remembered.
Yep. And then when
It's
they
very mafia-esque.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I had mentioned a name the last time we spoke when we were talking about Francesca. It's very mafia-esque.
Yeah, La Costa Nostra. They just didn't expect me to remember everything. They wanted me to remember that ritual and remember watching him die because that continues the narrative.
Right.
The dude built his entire fame, fortune, show, and legacy on that narrative.
Right.
And that involves multiple presidents and governments and departments of everything. And it spans really far and international. And it's all stemmed on that one little story. So they wanted me to remember watching Adam die. That was very pivotal for them. But when Brittany and me kept healing and kept going, we had nobody, it was just us. And we just kept going. My memories didn't slow down, and my altars didn't slow down in coming forward. And it took years, but they didn't think we'd see past that and see that that wasn't Adam and there wasn't one. And it was false. And that's what they don't want. Yeah, that's what they don't want. They didn't think I'd see through the illusions in their stupid MK Ultra and see
Right.
that it was me staring into a mirror.
Right. And so what the general public was told is that he was killed.
Kidnapped and found his head in a canal.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember the incident.
Although there were no dental records, and that's public record. There's no DNA, and neither of his parents identified the body.
Yeah. Okay. So you're still being harassed.
Yes.
Yep.
In the past week, it went from that same little original hate crew that baited us forward
Mhm.
to come forward in the first place.
Right.
They recruited more, and it went from them to over 90 people. There's been over 250 videos made over every social media platform now, accusing us of everything from crime to trafficking to she's a handler, I'm a
Sacrifice.
handler. Yeah, sacrifice, voodoo. I'm the Antichrist and Jesus. We were accused of
Yeah.
both. I'm the Antichrist and the literal Jesus.
Yep.
Okay.
It makes no sense.
I am not from Minnesota, where I grew up my whole life.
Yeah,
No, my whole
you're not even real.
everything is not even real.
Okay. And then last week when we were going to talk, you had received several threats prior to our talking.
Yep, and that has continued and grown. They get direct. They hope we're snatched up. They hope I enjoy being raped to death.
Motorcycle clubs,
Motorcycle clubs are coming to get us. They're sending people onto the backwoods or back roads in Alabama, and they get specific on where.
where the police don't go in towns, roads. Yeah.
All right.
Today we got a package. I could show you. We moved it. Today we got a box in the mail with no one's name on it, filled with makeup and lotions, all used and open.
It doesn't even make
Strange.
sense. Doesn't even
It
make
does not.
sense. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. They've gone after my
Confusion
son.
is their favorite thing, though.
The what?
Confusion creates illusion.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
their favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Very odd.
Yeah. And their
Mhm.
latest is to offer us, it's up to now $900.
Oh, we went up again.
$900 to go into a live with the group of these people to be attacked by them because we owe them to sit with them and answer their questions. We owe them explanations.
It's interesting how they just don't give up and go away, right?
No, they're growing.
Yeah.
That's
The
okay.
average person, if let's say I watch a video and I don't agree, I don't believe it, I don't whatever, what do? Click,
You
we
move on.
go. Yeah. Most people would go on and say, well, they sucked or whatever, you know. You don't spend more time pursuing them unless there's a reason, right?
More than 6 or 7 of these people have spent 4 and 5 hour lives doing 4 and 5 hour lives daily, only about us.
Right.
They make
Just waiting and
videos.
hoping we come in to that live. Like that's why they're on a live for so long.
Right.
They make videos every single day, multiple times a day. They have found us on every social media platform, even ones we don't have anymore. I haven't had a freaking Twitter in years, X, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they found the old one and wanted to go drag it all up, comment under everything, and bring it back forward. It
Yeah.
the lengths that they've gone to, the lengths are ridiculous. Our sheriff's department here, we've had to call twice, no, 3 times because of the number of phone calls. We have to stay in contact with them because the number of phone calls they're receiving. They're calling welfare checks on our animals, welfare checks on us, welfare checks on our children. Called me in for narcotic drug use. Methany is her new name. The slanderous
Or it's
name
litany. It
calling.
could be litany.
Yeah, litany.
Yeah.
The number of phone calls, they are calling the Alabama Attorney General's office, so we've had to stay in contact with them.
Interesting how all the judges are starting to be picked up for child trafficking,
Weird.
yeah, interesting, isn't
Weird.
it? Yeah,
It's really weird.
yeah,
It's strange.
yeah.
Not at all. They're all in bed with it. They're all involved.
Obviously, yeah, yeah. And I've just recently seen videos of gas stations with those holes in the women's rooms. We've seen video of they have locks on the outside, 2 or 3 locks.
Yeah.
They have hole in the ceiling or they have a hole in the side of the wall where they can pull you through.
Yep.
Yeah. So you just
That's
have to
what we
be
dealt with
super aware of your environment in that case.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So we've dealt with it for 4 years. Constant. Without end. With no relief.
Yeah.
Every single one of these people rose up against us. Well, the original crew, not the weird fools that they recruited.
Yeah.
We're all people that we helped and all people that as long as I stayed within that freaking narrative, they were supportive. Didn't have a single negative thing to say.
Right. Right.
They don't want that. They don't want that narrative to collapse. They don't want that truth to be there. All this was built on lies. There was no missing kid. There was a heart pulled, oh my God, sob story that got all of America's attention and everybody's heart to pull.
But they forgot to actually look for the kid. What DNA proof? We still don't know whose head that actually was either, guys. Have we found the kids? No, we still haven't.
But it's a ritual move.
Mhm.
Get everybody to emotionally pull.
Right. Right.
Who's gonna say no? What president, what governor, what what government, what anything is going to say no when you've got a parent screaming about a dead kid? You'd look like an ass. You can't.
Right.
That's
So the
how
people
crime
were
families
duped.
back governments into their pockets.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Have you seen the news articles that say that La Costa Nostra is out of hiding? Like they didn't even know they were still in play. But oh, they've popped back in now with the NBA.
No. No.
They're alive and well. Yeah.
So the past 4 years, you've been harassed constantly,
Yep. Yes.
receiving things to confuse you,
All the time.
not protected.
Correct.
All right.
Well, not here. We've been divinely protected the whole time. We're still
Right.
alive.
Right.
So we just had to learn. We learned the hard way, it being in the middle of it and going through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That by calling every authority there was. Dude, we've called the White House, the Pentagon, the Kremlin. I don't care. We called the Vatican at one point. That was a long wait time. And you need to speak Italian. But there isn't anywhere we didn't call and send files and send all of this proof. We kept gathering that this was still going on
Mhm.
when we were, and we kept being, I'm saying we, I'm only talking about myself. I'm sorry, I have DID. When I kept getting, they'd call MK codes. That's what we always call it. They'd call codes on me, and then I'd have to go somewhere. Every time I had to go somewhere, it was constant. And every time we had to go somewhere, we were put in front of trauma again. These people would call us. I ran a 24-hour crisis line for 4 years, answering for any survivor the whole time. And we were able to talk to, and I hope help lots of people. We met a lot of amazing people, and I love every one of them. But in doing that, we get phone calls every once in a while. These people would call and MK spin their heads off, rattling off series and numbers or names that you don't know. And it calls those codes and just turns it on.
Right.
And that one's been hard for us to learn or figure out any sort of way on how to get rid of that, because it just comes at you.
Yeah.
But they do that sort of thing, then we'd have to go somewhere, and then those people are the ones that call us, want to go somewhere, put us in front of trauma, kidnapped us, took us to Camp David, put us in front of a box. There's a lot. That kind of triggering of my trauma to figure out what more do you know is what's been going on
Yeah.
the whole damn time.
Yeah.
In every way, shape, or form. They want to know on the phone. We try to talk, and we'll say, okay, Brittany's going to be talking here. And then people will look at her or treat her like she's invisible.
It happens. Like I'll be in the room, like we're in a room with somebody else, and we start off, we're talking normal, like I'm involved in the conversation, and then all of a sudden they just start talking to her, asking her questions about me. But like I could be answering for myself. I was like, now I'm just out the conversation.
She's been watching it for years.
Okay.
Do they pretend they don't hear you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like they won't even respond. Like if I answer, they won't, nothing. Like she'll have to respond and tell them anything. Like otherwise they won't talk to me. Like I don't,
For real.
I've had it pointed out so many times. Like it's weird.
The phone calls and all of it.
Mhm.
They'll say they want to, hey, can I call real quick? I want to ask Brittany something. We're like, sure. Phone rings. Brittany's like, hey, what's up? Immediately they want to talk to me, and it's something about my trauma. It's every time. It's
Right.
inevitable and stupid.
Right.
Yeah. No matter what. No matter what. I was sent photos of my own child porn for, I think it was 18 weeks last year, emailed. And then it got worse, and they were sent to.
I started getting them. Yep. One of our rescues started getting them. A friend of mine got them. Someone we used to call our TikTok mom got them. Like there too many people started getting them, and you
Right.
could I started noticing because I would click to see like if anyone was CC'd or BC'd or whatever.
Yeah.
So then I would recognize some of the emails, and so I just started calling, and I was like, "Do not,
Don't
don't
open that.
open that, don't look at it." Mm-mm.
And that was a bait
Lovely.
from them, because if these people are innocent people, if they open those emails, now they have child porn on their computer. So it was a bait to get people that supported
Yep.
us in trouble.
Yep.
So I had
Yep.
to document all that for their safety, who it was all sent to and everything. Like I had to document all of that.
We had to call the freaking FBI again.
Did you receive cooperation from them?
The FBI.
Just asking.
They don't do anything except for thanks for your information. We'll get back to you if we need
Okay,
more.
just
Like,
asking the question.
I love that you asked a question. No, I mean, cooperation. Sure, they very cooperatively listened and
Yeah.
took the information.
They are fabulous listeners.
They really are. They
Mhm.
sound exactly like
They-
the people that
know,
answer Verizon customer service
They
or
do a phenomenal job of gathering intel. Yes, they do. They do a really good job.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
have they ever done anything for us? No, other than call over and over again. Yell, what the fuck are you doing? A lot. Nothing else. No. Nope,
Okay.
they've never done anything. They looked at my file. I sent Brittany and I sent over a little bit over 200 pages. We laid out 30 days of what had happened to me and Brittany. Every text message, every phone call, all of it, because we
Recordings,
record
anything.
everything. So we just laid it all out for 30 days. This is 30 days of our life. Probably way too much TMI in there because I didn't leave anything out. And I wrote up what I experienced, and we sent that to the FBI and a multitude of other places. Took them a year. It took them a year to do anything, to even get back to us. And then I got an email saying we were able to verify all of your information. The end of the email said, "God help us, it's real."
And then, what, a few weeks later,
Nothing.
the Epstein files were released.
2 weeks later, the Epstein files were released.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That's it. So
Interesting.
that's the only thing we've ever heard back from anywhere we've turned any of this stuff in or tried to get help. Just
Right.
that.
Right. So obviously, I don't know your story, but what would you like the result to be? I mean, that's a very stupid question, but what would you like rather than have what you have?
Freedom. Truth. I want to go home. I'm ready to go home.
Okay.
I don't want to live in a world full of people that do that. I don't want to live in a joke or a game. This isn't a game to me.
Right. Right.
There's people. This is life, not a game. This isn't some damn computer joystick. I don't want in their mainframe of bullshit they have out there, where everything on TV is an actor, and there's some, I don't know, maybe some nerd eating a hot pocket sitting behind their computer actually running that little puppet on the TV, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every one of them up there on the stage have that's just their Hollywood face. That's not even them.
Right.
That's not even the real them. None. And I didn't forget enough of their garbage. Their MK Ultra didn't work good enough. How do I want it to be? Real. I want all the truth to be out completely. I've never thought about how I wanted it to be. Really, I can't answer the question because I walk with God. I do what I'm supposed to do. I pray and cry a lot. Okay. A lot. And then I do what I'm told to do. And I'm told to just keep standing here. That's
Right.
all I've ever been told.
Right.
I've asked, when is this going to be over? I get told, to enjoy the ride. Okay. I ask, when is the pain going to stop? I ask all of it. What is this going to look like when it's done? That's not for me to know. That's not for me to know. I get told it's all in his hands. He's got it. Stop worrying about it. I've got you. That's all I get. And that's enough for me. I don't know what it's going to look like. What do I
Right.
want? The hate to stop.
Yeah.
But if it's there for a reason because all of their card houses need to fall, then let it stand.
Right.
I'm not God. I figure he's got it. I figure he's got it. He's got to be seeing it. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry
I-
you're going through that. It's got to be, it's hard for us, watching this to understand,
well, maybe all of those people that keep claiming that we're committing crimes and they are going to report us to every authority in the world, you know, maybe this is what God gave them so they could wake up and realize there hasn't been a damn authority helping any of us in years.
Yeah.
And if anyone figures out how to prove a ritual as a crime, please let me know because I've been
Oh,
trying.
shit.
I've goddamn been trying. Okay. So if y'all figure out a way to prove a ritual as illegal, let me know. Like the highest ones that we've been talking about, like what we've been put through, because that's what
Right.
it's been for the past her whole life.
Right. Right.
A very giant ritual. Why do you guys think history repeats itself? It's a large ritual because it's a large narrative that they made up.
In 1987 at Ruby Falls.
So if y'all figure that out, find the crimes,
With
please
20
let me know because they wrote those in.
with 21 heads of state that weren't heads of state yet. When I met that stupid Pope, that's what that ritual was for. To create 21 heads of state that weren't yet. And to set it all in a timeline so they'd all rise to their power and their narrative when they set it to rise. They did it all in one day in 1987. Every one of them.
Okay.
I saw too many. It
We
was,
always talk about that another time too.
yeah, too many. But that's what it's for. That's their damn narrative. It was all built then. Well, they say Rome wasn't built in a day. Bullshit.
Yeah.
The matrix of the United States Nazi experiment was sure as hell built in one and played out like a stupid universal game over the next 40 years.
Yeah. People are going to be understanding that more as time goes by, including myself, Yeah.
Yes. We needed to be able to talk about what has been going on with us for all these 4 years.
Right.
We were baited
Right.
forward to be used for a narrative. What do we want? To stop being used in a fucking narrative.
Yeah.
We're
You
just going to keep screaming our truth.
right. Since you're out there, you just want to live free, is my estimation. You just want to live like everyone else. Have families, do your thing. I don't know what that is, but it's hard to enjoy life when you have probably a little bit of fear, intimidation, and all of that going on with these threats all the time.
Threats don't even bother me. It's the screaming of the children. I don't want to hear the kids scream anymore.
Yeah.
I want this to never be a thing. We tell you what's happening to us. I'm one survivor. Brittany is one survivor. We can't be the only people this is happening to
Oh,
or
of
has
course.
happened to.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They're prevented from coming forward. They're afraid, and no one listens because the ones that should be listening are protecting their buddies. Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't know where to go for help, true help. honest help.
They don't. We've
Yeah.
called every authority and person you were supposed
Yeah.
to call for all
Yeah.
these
Well, that's why
whatever.
I asked about the FBI, you know. It's
You
funny.
should call them sometime just to just so you could like see the process. It is such a joke.
And if the world hasn't woken up to the CPS involvement in all of this after looking at the National Center and the Amber Alerts and everything else, well, we already know that that's not the answer to actually helping these children and keeping them safe.
Right.
No,
Right.
that's the fast lane to traffic children.
Right. Right.
Yep.
All right. Wow. Your story is very, very fascinating. And I know you've had to live it. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for what you've gone through. No one should have to go through that ever.
Nobody should. I'm not sorry that I did. And here's why, because I'd rather it be me than somebody else. And I don't care what anyone's opinion is on that. If I got
Yeah.
to remember this crap, I'll remember it. If I have to have
Right.
flashbacks, let me have them. If the hate's going to happen, I sign up.
Right.
I volunteer. Give it
Yeah.
to me. If somebody is going to be called a fake, a fraud, or you're not a survivor and not be given help, I'll go first. That's it. I don't
Yeah.
care about anything else.
Yeah.
They took away my ability to even think about anything else 4.5 years ago. I forgot how to hang out with my son. That's real. That's not metaphoric. I forgot how to go to the store. I forgot how to think about anything else. They took it so hard,
Right.
and I have
Right.
fought my ass off to be able to get back anything.
Right.
Mhm.
Just basic living.
Oh, hell no. I'm not here for basic living. I'm here to do God's job.
Right.
I'm thinking we're going way past basic living. I've already got the basic living. We've been living like Tarzan out here for 3.5 years. We've got basics down.
Yeah.
We've got it. We've got
Okay.
it. We need resources to help everyone else. We need everybody else to have resources. We need everybody else to have somewhere safe to sleep too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you for being brave and telling your stories. And I'm
Thank
sure
you for
that,
listening.
of course, and again, I don't know your story at all, so it's hard for me to ask appropriate questions.
I
But I'm
think you do
just,
great.
well, just asking questions as they occur. But I thank you for your courage in coming forward. And even though you were tricked forward,
Yes.
it's still helpful to other people. Telling the story is helpful for like those of us, the free range person,
Mhm.
to understand what's happening because we can't help really without understanding, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just been really complicated for us because
Yeah.
when we first were tricked forward, we
Yeah.
thought we were part of something. We were ending human trafficking, using pain for a purpose. And then to later learn that our government and every maybe something bigger is using human trafficking and survivors as a
Right.
narrative.
Right.
And then you find out you're part of that because you were stupid and you were tricked forward.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And then you have to learn to get out of that again. Yeah. We're not going to be a part of any more narratives.
All right.
And I had to learn what all that meant along the way. Like I didn't have a clue. So it was fun. It was an adventure.
10 toes down. Strap your big girl pants on. We're about to go get fucked. Like that's just how it is. We're gonna go twist our heads 8 ways from Tuesday. Have to figure it out. Helen Keller blind along the way with
Right.
blind faith. That's what it
Right.
is. God says
Right.
He's got us. Let's flop. It's all right.
Okay.
And eventually we'll get to the rest of the New Orleans story and the rest of what happened to me on our way home. I know I touched with you about it a little bit, Sue, but
Yep.
we'll talk about that another time.
It sounds to me, like you said, divine intervention. When you were telling me the stories, I got chills. So that is indeed what it was. The people helping you, they were in
Yeah.
the right place at the right time, pointing you where to go, blah, 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 blah. And you see that, which is amazing, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're fulfilling your mission of telling other people your story so that people can learn, so that this never happens again. And that's
Yes,
really what the goal is. We don't want this to ever happen again, ever,
correct.
ever.
That's why I'm out here sharing
Yeah,
whatever I need to share so it
yeah,
can't ever happen again.
yep, yep. All right. Feels like a good time to tune out for today. I want to thank you again
Yes.
for your courage, for, the time you're taking to speak with us, and ask those that are watching this to share the story around so people have understanding and support.
Thank
So
you very much.
thank you. Appreciate your time.